Welcome to Bluegrass 101. This is an opportunity during these COVID times and these ridiculously hot times where I guess tomorrow is the big opening day. I'm not sure what the rules are in regards to singing, but anyway, we're still online here at Bluegrass 101. Typically, we go down to the local community hall, Pleasant View, and play with the Northern Bluegrass Circle Music Society, but for over a year, well over a year, we've been doing Bluegrass 101 online and doing it the best way that we can under the circumstances. I provide the backup, teach the song, and go through it a few times, more than once, definitely. And hopefully everybody gets a chance to sing and to pick a little bit. We're doing the song Think of What You've Done Tonight. And this is a great song to practice those harmonies on. If you've never sung maybe a tenor harmony or baritone harmony, or maybe if you've never sung lead, this is a great song to learn lead on too. We're going to learn the chords. As I said, I'm doing it in the key of C and I'm going to capo at the 5th fret. You could play just like first position, playing C, F, and G in this. I'm going to be doing G shape, C shape, and D shape, or 1, 4, 5 chords. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you, like the flowers need the dew. Loving you has been my lifeblood. Can't believe this is true. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. I'll go back to dear old Virginia, where the mountain meets the sky. In those hills I learned to love you. Let me stay there till I die. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. So, nice little chord progression there. It starts on a chorus, which is typically not how the song starts, and it's or how a normal, typically bluegrass country folk song starts. It's also interesting too because it does a chorus and then does a verse break, instrumental break, and then you get to hear the vocals come in and do a full verse break. So the instrument is the one that is leading the melody instead of the vocals, which is, I find it interesting. So a few things that are very important on this song, and I've said it before in past Bluegrass 101s, and I will definitely say it in the future as well. It's so important to hold your notes, especially on this song. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. And if you listen to it, you might think that it's doing, is it true that I lost you? but he doesn't. The harmony is shifting up. So we'll cover that when I'm talking about the harmony, but you do want to hold on to that note. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one after all this pain and sorrow? Darling, think of what you've done. So the lead is actually very, very flat in this. The tenor harmony is doing a lot more interesting stuff. So if you want to do some cool stuff, be doing the tenor harmony on this song. And even though you of course want to hold those long notes so that you get these really nice blends when you're doing 3-part harmony, but you also want to hold those notes when you're doing the verses because it sounds much more musical. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you, like the flowers need the dew. Loving you has been my lifeblood. Can't believe we're really through. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? So yeah, hold those notes. Hey, Bob. Bob just signed in. Another regular. We got many, many regulars. Hey, now I'm really good. Okay, people are signing in all over. We'll continue though. This is a sing-along for Bluegrass 101. Not sure how entertaining it is just to sit and listen, but hopefully if you're picking and singing, it'll be good. Okay, back to the song. Let's do it a little bit faster, and think about holding those notes. And if you're playing an instrument, you want to hear that back beat. So boom, chick, boom, chick. Beats on 2 and 4. 2, 4, 2, 4. The emphasis is on those beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one after all this pain and sorrow? Darling, think what you've done. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you, like the flowers need the dew. Loving you has been my lifeblood. Can't believe we're really true. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one after all this pain and sorrow? Darling, think what you've done. Solo. I'll go back to old Virginia, where the mountain meets the skies. In those hills I learned to love you. Let me stay there till I die. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one after all this pain and sorrow? Darling, think what you've done. I did stop a little bit on the heart to heart. I paused that a little too short. Some people do that. They'll pick their moments to shorten up. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you, like flowers need the dew. So you can do that. It's nice, of course, in the choruses to hold out as long as possible, but it's also nice to mix it up a little bit in the verses so that it's not just this constant vocal holding of pitch. Okay, so one last thing. Now, as a folk guitar player or a country guitar player, there's a lot of temptations to put sevenths in everything. And by that, I mean, let's see. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. Sevenths like that, those little transition chords into the next chord, sound really nice. Not done in bluegrass that much. Typically, the instruments take care of that, so, or the vocals. So if someone is doing something cool on vocals, which does happen on this, you don't want a seventh in there distracting from what the vocals are doing, or with the backup. If a fiddle player is doing a backup, they'll throw a 7 in there, mandolin or banjo or even a guitar solo. So it allows those chords just to really make sure that you're just hearing those first, third, and fifth intervals on those chords. So is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? Not the seventh. After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. Okay, so with that, let's do it one more through. We'll do an intro too. So all you players out there can do an intro, kick it off, I'll count it in, and then we'll go through the song and we'll do it quite a bit faster. So it's about there. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. Heart to heart, oh, solo. Heart to heart, dear, how I need you, like a mountain needs dew. Loving you's been my lifeblood. Can't believe we're really true. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. I'll go back to old Virginia, where the mountain meets the sky. In those hills I learned to love you. Let me stay there till I die. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. Before I go into the soloing, I just remembered one more thing that I wanted to talk about on this song. This song can fall into a really repetitive pattern. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all So the rhythm that it gets into is da 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 da. And if you do that through the whole chorus, it gets really, really annoying. It just gets extremely, extremely repetitive. So what you can do is play a little bit with the syncopation. Is it true that I've lost you? So I'm holding lost a little bit and then chopping off you. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not? And then hold out, am I not? Instead of, am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. So you want to split it up. Instead of going darling all the time, darling, do it straight. So darling instead of darling. Same with am I not the only one? And how you do it can be different depending on what you enjoy or listening to. But it's really important that your harmony person knows how that pattern is going. So is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. So I'm playing with where am I going ahead of the beat or slightly behind? Am I holding the note longer? Is it going on beat, or am I going, is it TT or ta-ta? All of those things mix that up a little bit and makes it so it's not it gets way too. What you want to do is, so as a listener, you become bored. You know exactly how that's going to do, so your ear becomes bored. And as soon as someone does something a little bit different than what is expected, and because humans love patterns, as soon as you skip out of that pattern, it tweaks that ear again so that the person tunes in and is listening more. So we want to do that. We want to engage the listener as a singer. Not all the time. If we're doing dance music, we want to do like quite a repetitive beat so that that the dancer doesn't all of a sudden start listening to the song and miss a beat. But in bluegrass, not the case. Okay, so let's talk about the harmony. Is it true? That's my lead note, which is in this case a C. Is it true, true, true that I've lost you? So in this case, is it true that I've lost you? The lead is staying on the note, but the tenor, true, is going up just a one step. True that I lost you, my not the only one. After all this pain and sorrow, think what you've done. True that I lost you, not the only one. All this pain and sorrow. So I'm mixing up versions. So the Stanley Brothers, true that I lost you, not the only one. All this pain and sorrow, think what you've done, think what you've done. So they skip out the is it and am I and after. So that allows Carter Stanley to play around with that. Is he doing it on the beat? Is he doing it after? and it doesn't mess up the harmony players wondering what he's going to do. So, true that I lost you, not the only one. All this pain and sorrow, all this pain and sorrow. Think of what you've done. So let's hear what those little pitches do in regards. I'm just wondering if it's might be doing a seventh. I should have listened to it more carefully. Not the only one. After all this pain and sorrow, think of what you've done. A little bit of a scoop on done, which is kind of nice to do. Okay, let's record the lead. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think what you've done. I can do that better. Hey, Logan. Hope everybody's staying cool. Okay, 1, 2, 1. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. I chopped the done off a little bit early. I should be holding my notes better, but that's fine. Let's add a new track to this. True. It's projecting the chord that we're going to, because yeah, we're going to go to that and resolve it. So that's what that lead is, or the tenor is doing. 1, 2, 1. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, darling, think of what you've done. So I can't remember if Carter Stanley goes up on. I think he does. Definitely the Ricky Skaggs version does. They do a lot more vocal stuff than what the Stanley Brothers did on this to make it a little more modern. 1, 2, 1. Is it true that I lost you? Oh, I'm deleted a little bit too much there. Edit, undo. It's weird. 1. Is it true? Oh, it sounds like reverb. 1. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, don't think what you've done. It's a little reverby, but that's okay. So we have the lead and we have the tenor, which is the third interval above. We're going to add the fifth interval below, which is the baritone to this. So if I'm in this key and I'm singing, the lead is singing this note, and the lead is, and the tenor is going, true, 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 true that I've lost you. I'm not the only one. All this pain and sorrow. Think what you've done. True. So you don't want to project true that I lost you. You don't want to do that little half step up. True that I've lost you. But if you hear this baritone with it and the lead and the tenor, even though it's just the tenor that's going up, it kind of sounds like everybody's pitching up, which is really, really cool. So let's do that baritone again. True that I've lost you, not the only one. All this pain and sorrow, think of what you've done. So it's a good baritone. It's not too hard. That think, that's a weird interval. Think what you've done. So let's hear what it sounds like with the rest of the band. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all. Sorry, I was thinking I'd have more time. True, that's my note that I want. True. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, you think of what you've done. It's hard when that is pitching up to stay on your note. The hardest thing to do as a harmony singer is stay on a note when everybody else is moving. Or one person. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, you think of what you've done. Do that one more time. And this is a good opportunity if you want to switch parts to go to another part. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, don't think of what you've done. Okay, so there's some, there are the three parts. True, true, true. So what I'm going to do is I want you guys to be able to sing the lead to it and play all of those instrumental breaks that I know everybody out there likes listening to. So what we're going to do is I'm going to sing the tenor to this and leave those big breaks for you to go heart to heart. Dear, I need you like flowers need to do. And you can play around with the vocals as long as you want. Carter Stanley has definitely done some interesting things on it. He was a little more low key, and definitely other singers have done lots of different. But when we get back to the chorus, simplify it up because we're all doing three-part harmony. Okay, let's do her. And so it goes break, chorus, break, verse, chorus, break, verse, chorus. Okay? Remember that. It's important. Okay, that's our, and I'll count it in. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's great. True that I've lost you, not the only one. All pain, sorrow, think what you've done. Break. True that I lost you, not the only one. All this pain and sorrow, think what you've done. Hello, mother. Hello, sis. My family tunes in almost all the time. So I'm going to switch to banjo here because we have a nice tenor part to this, but we're missing the baritone, and we're also missing other instruments. And as it's COVID, I'm missing bass player a lot, Jim. I don't have guitar player, Logan, who I play with in the band, who's usually there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a track, working on a program called Audacity. And this has a banjo intro to it. That's the Stanley Brothers, but I'm not going to do a Stanley Brothers break to it. I'll just do kind of a normal bluegrass break, but I'm going to be doing the harmony, the baritone. True that I've lost you, not the only one. After all this pain, so think what you've done. So sing that lead loud and proud in between, and of course it starts with a break, chorus, and then a break, which I almost forgot when we were doing it. Unfortunately, we're 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. think what you do. Okay, so we have the baritone and we have a little bit of a banjo break to it. And for some reason, man, this delay is 1, 2. Yeah. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's crank that down a little bit. Banjo's a little high in that mix. Oh! Let's see if we can add some mandolin to it. For those just tuning in, we are doing Bluegrass 101. An opportunity to play and sing along with some harmonies. And this time it's going to be the full. So I'm going to be providing that lead. So if you have been singing the lead, this is a great opportunity to try that harmony, try the tenor part, or maybe that baritone. True that I lost you. There's the tenor. Okay, there we go. Okay. Remember, instrumental break, chorus, instrumental break. 2, 1, 2, 3. Don't think what you've done. Oh, break. Oh, dear, I need you like the flowers need to do. Loving you's been my lifeblood. Can't believe it's true. Is it true that I've lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, don't think what you've done. Oh, Virginia, where the mountain meets the sky, in those hills I learned to love you. Let me live there till I die. Is it true that I lost you? Am I not the only one? After all this pain and sorrow, don't think what you've done. Whew. And that is Think of What You've Done. Hope you enjoyed tuning into Bluegrass 101. I will actually be gone next week. Won't be doing Bluegrass 101 that week, but the week after I will be. So for those that are tuning in, no Bluegrass 101. Apologize for not having it next week. But yeah, happy Canada Day to everybody. Hope you enjoyed the picking and playing. Oh, stay cool out there as best you can. I'm missing you all. Hopefully soon we'll be picking together. But until then, tune in every Wednesday for another Bluegrass 101, except for next Wednesday. And we'll be going through a bluegrass song, learning the harmonies and picking along. Until then, keep your hands and your picking clean. And I love you all. See ya. Miss you.